Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to part 3. Today I'm gonna be doing drum patterns. Shouldn't be a very long video, but you can see by the template that I have that we have about 5 drum patterns that we need to work out. Usually what I like to do is I'll go to the most intense part of the song and I will just loop a small section and start working that way. So I'll open up the drum pattern right here, and I need to open an instance of FPC. Alright, and by default it's going to load this one. I have another, it's just samples I've found that I found are good starting points to work with. So I'm going to turn this kick up quite a bit. Cool. Snare needs to come up. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a basic groove down and then just start building on top of that and then make variations of this pattern for the rest of the song. So alright, so let's get the basic just hip hop thing going. And then we can see what this sounds like. I usually try a lot of weird stuff because most of the time it works. Yeah, so I like that. So I'm going to do is copy this and press Control B. And then you can just copy and drag this over. I usually have to zoom in and press Alt and then click and drag. And then you're going to have that lined up like that. And then I'm going to change this up a little bit. And then get rid of it. I don't want it to roll too much. It's going to get annoying. Alright, so that's going to be our basic pattern. For our hi-hats, I usually start with longer notes and then kind of make them more finite as I want the pattern to go on. So you start simple and work your way up to complex for, like, you know, all the rolls and whatnot. So we're going to do this. And then I kind of already hear something in my head, so I'm kind of just going with that. Yep, and then, dang it. Alright, just gonna keep doing that. Alright, you can just press Control C and V, drag it over, and then switch it up a little bit. Alright, and then copy that. And then, I don't know why it's hopping all the way over there. Alright, so this is going to be the most intense part of the song. So I want the hi-hats to be pretty crazy. And then you can slow them down a little bit for this part. back to the fast right here. Let's cut this in half and then just do it for the first part this time. And then we do the same thing for this part. But the whole thing with drum patterns is you want it to be, you don't want each pattern to be totally different than the last, because you want people to be able to like have some kind of idea as to what to expect, but at the same time you want to surprise them with like a slight variation that's clever. So with that's the kick and snare idea. With the hi-hats, you kind of want to just it's an add-on. You want to add to the groove of the kick and snare. Alright, so let's do this. Alright, cool. So that's gonna be our basic pattern to get us started. And then, alright, so we're gonna go back to this original pattern, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take what we have right now and make a simplified version of it. We can go ahead and paste this in pattern 3 because we're gonna need to come back to that. Nope. Copy everything. And then like that, and then I go ahead and paste that in pattern 2 as well. Pattern 4 is going to be a build up, so we're going to come back to that in a minute. Alright, so all these are, I usually don't have any hi-hats going in the first part of the song. It's just going to be kick and snare. And I'm going to get rid of this roll. I feel like it's too much at the beginning of the song. Like, I just want something that's like building anticipation. Like, you know this, it's about to go into something more complicated, so... Alright, yep. Okay, so that should be good for now. I usually go back and make minor changes like as you start bouncing back and forth between different sections of the song and things start kind of falling into place. So I kind of want this bass line keep going. So Control B it all the way through just to hear what it sounds like. Alright, so this part I want the hi-hats to come in, but not as complicated as they are in the final section of the song. So I'm just going to press Control Copy, closed hat, and then alright, you can leave a little bit of the complicated stuff because it adds a cool groove to it. I like that pause. Cool. Alright. Yeah, I like that. Alright, now that we've gotten farther into this song, I don't really like that pause in that spot anymore, so I'm just going to get rid of that. We're going to go to Control Save. cool. I personally think this whole section needs to be deleted. I don't like how it repeats that much. I think what we could do is get rid of drum pattern 3 and drum pattern 2 and drag this over here and delete this section. You don't want things to get too repetitive, because that's when people click the next button and then it's just gets boring. Alright, so we're just gonna get rid of this section. I'm gonna drag all my tags over. I really don't, you don't really need them to line up just now. I'll kind of worry about that in a minute. Drop 2, okay. Alright, cool. So it's gonna end with a snare drum, or snare roll going into the breakdown, which we're gonna have like a little vocal loop. And then we're gonna have the build up drums, and then it's gonna go drop into. All right, cool. We got ride. We can add a couple of those. What does that sound like? Sounds a little loud though, so I'm gonna come over to this mixing. Alright, so one thing I'm noticing is when I pulled up this preset for the FPC, I have each sample routed to its own mixer channel. But I also had these pianos and like all of our notes and stuff routed to the same channel. I have kick to 1, snare to 2, etc., etc. So I'm just going to knock these back up to like starting at 20, and then I'll kind of rearrange things as I move on. 22, 23. All right, and then we can go ahead and just go like this. We got 20, and there should be, you go up here, route to free mixer track, lead, route to free mixer track, and look at that, it's labeling all of them for you. Pretty neat. Heck yeah. Alright, and then this one, if you wanted to, you can go back and label them all, but I believe you can just highlight all these. And we'll just do that. We'll go 1 through 14 will be rename, and it's gonna be drums. Check that out. Bam. I don't really spend time labeling each one of these because on all my drum kits, everything is routed to the same channel, so I know where everything is. But I can go ahead and, since you guys don't know, I'll go ahead and label it. Kick, and then I believe it's F10. Nope. What was it? F2. Yeah, it was F2. Snare, and FL Studio's already got a bunch of presets pulled up for you, like just quick little tags that you can use. Which I have. There it is. All right. Alright, cool. Alright, so the next thing I want to do, now that we have basic drums down, I want to go ahead and get started on the lead sounds too. There's a couple ways you can go about this. The first is going to be, just simply scrolling through presets. The second, which I prefer to do, is kind of have an idea of what it is you're going for. You know, if you're just stabbing in the dark, like, you're going to lose the vision of the song, and it's going to end badly, and then you're going to get frustrated, and you're going to scrap the whole project, and it'll suck. So what you want to do is go over here, and I'm going to replace this with an instance of Silent, and I'm going to see, I want like a plingy, plucky sound to start things out with. I'm going to put a lot of reverb on it. So Let's turn this up. Alright, so alright, so that's a pretty cool sound actually. I'm gonna pull up another instance because I want to layer it with something. This time I want something a little bit more, it's got a little bit more body to it. That one sounds kind of but it's got a cool top end, but I want to layer it with something. So I'm going to pull up massive because I think I have a preset in massive that's going to work well. Let's see, we got leads going on. See if I can find it. Maybe it's Plux. Yay. I have too many of these. Alright, so this is the one I decided to go with. It's called 8-Bit Sad. It's a preset I made a while ago. Alright, cool. Now I'm going to mess around with the octave to see if this is the same octave I want it in. Yeah, so I like it where it was before. I'm gonna knock this other one down. Like, that sounds a lot better to me. Alright, so now I'm gonna go to this channel and I'm going to just start playing with effects to see what I can get to work. Alright, so the groove is there, and the basic premise of what sound I kind of want to go with is there as well. So what I'm going to do now, what I'm going to do now is, I don't want this little plucky thing to come in when the drums come in. I want it to be a higher energy type thing. So I'm going to insert a new instance of Synth. And now I'm going to see if I can find like a super saw sound that I can work with. And then... not that. We got... set. Yeah, we'll try that. And then... and then you got to copy the other one, or cut it actually, because you don't want it to put that other. And then come up here, Synth 24. And then alright, this is going to be heat. Alright, so we're going to copy this. And then we're going to put that there. And then copy this. And then I'm going to open up an instance of Serum. Hopefully this doesn't destroy. I'm not running this through my audio interface. I have to run this through my PC sound card, which is in turn running through my AI because my screen recording software doesn't allow me to do the sounds from FL Studio and my microphone. I have to run it through the PC. It's really annoying. So what that means is I don't have the same kind of bandwidth to work with. Like my PC maxes out way quicker than what it normally would as if I was running through my AI. So I was going to pull up an instance of plugin database, generators installed, and then we got VST3, VST, and it's going to be Serum. Sorry, my computer kind of froze up on me. But anyways, I have Serum pulled up, and I have the instance of the patch that I wanted to show you. It's just a super solid patch. I'll show you guys how to make it next week, but for now we can just kind of listen to what we've done today. Alright, and then we have the final. I got rid of the pluck parts. Yep, that's pretty much it. So what we've done today is we got our drum pattern started. We got our sounds picked for the intro plucks and the ones after the first drop. We got our super saw picked for the main lead, and we have a Hoover. We did that last tutorial, so I would say this is exactly where we need to be at this point. Starting with next tutorial and onward, I'm going to start, instead of having the same bass pattern repeated throughout the entire song, I'm going to, start adding new effects and start chopping them up a little bit, adding in new notes, maybe some key changes, etc., etc. Same thing with the leads. Drum patterns, you can add in like chants, and there's all kinds of things. It's just, you don't want to add too much of that stuff, but just enough to make the song, progress with a meaning. I would say that's going to be about it for today, though. I usually save the vocals for last because I want it to sit on top of the mix, and they're the most important, so, save the best for last type deal. But that's going to be pretty much it for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I released a new song recently. It's going to be, it's called Pompeii. This is the song right here. It's being hosted on Untitled Burial. If you guys want to check it out, that'd be cool. Drop a comment below to let me know if you like it or not. We also have the Grimoire Bandcamp that you can download the song for free on. We also have other artists on there you should check out. As always, SoundCloud. We're on Spotify now, so that's a big deal. Just be sure to show your support and just press the like button or whatever. Thanks, guys.